So I'm going to go ahead and get my water. I'm going to put my hair up because I am going to be touching some food. And this is also how Casey knows to get ready for the second half. She scrolls through and looks for this. If you are brand new, we this is an hour long. Ooh, hello. This is so if you're brand new, this is an hour long. And hello, Rita. And the first half is all classroom from whatever, hello Lisa, from whatever we went through last week, whatever the WW topic was. And then the second half is all fun stuff. But we all have to drink some water. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hair up though, because I do not want hair in this food that we're going to look at here in just a second. And the people who will be enjoying it with me appreciate that as well. And I am also going to put something in my water that we're not going to talk about for just a few minutes. So I know there are several of you that are going to be going, I know what it is, I know what it is, I know what it is. Okay, I'm going to put this in real quick before I drink my water, and then we're going to open my next 4 birthday happy mail that came in, so that I can, so we can look at those, and then we're going to talk about the second half. So tonight for the second half, of chat number 277, we're still talking about anchors, and in the second half, we're going to be talking about summer produce pro tips. So you all know how, I am trying my best to not throw away so much food, how to preserve, some more food, hence the canner. I'm going to point the wrong way. Hence the canner that Debbie was asking about. We'll talk about that again here in just a few minutes. And I had on some jewelry that I bought at our last market, and so I had to wear, like some coordinating earrings with it. But next week I'm planning on my hair being up so I can wear the earrings that Lynn got me because they're super cute. Okay. So everybody go ahead and get your water. I'll talk about what I put in here in just a few minutes. Real quick though, let's do the happy mail before we get on to the second half of tonight's chat. This one is a postcard. Hello, Sandra from Naperville. We talked about you earlier. This one is a postcard, and it is from Denise. And Denise says this is near her home. She's between here and Buffalo, New York. And it says, hi, Kelly, happy birthday. We are almost to something twins and birthday because the post office decided to put their little stamp over the top of it. Our connection, watching you on Roku TV app, YouTube. Awesome. When I first started WW in 2017, the app doesn't follow you or allow comments, but I did log into YouTube occasionally to follow you there. You've been my favorite meeting each week. Oh, thank you. She said, I'm a librarian and still working to get to goal, derailed by something occasionally, but not, stress occasionally, but not giving up. 40 pounds down. Yes. 35 to go from Denise. Thank you, Denise. Look, and she put some cute little stickers on there. Very cute. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. This one is, cute card with little puppies on the front. It says, this birthday card is short on words, but long on wishes. Happy birthday. Have fun. With love, Cindy. Oh, very sweet. Thank you very much. And I believe she is not feeling good tonight, so you all have to let her know that I opened that. Yeah, she popped in to let me know that she was not feeling well. And then this one says, warm wishes for a happy birthday. Cute little flowers on the front. Oh, that's cute. Oh, look, Kelly, all the things you hope for, all the dreams you dream, all the things you dream about, all the things that make you happiest, these are what I wish for on your birthday and always. Happy birthday. Thank you for all that you do. It's so appreciated. I could not find a postcard, but I printed you a picture. And this is from Karen. And this is where she lives. So this is a beautiful, beautiful town east of here in Tennessee. And that is super cool. It's one of my favorite places just to go and walk around. My mom and I used to be part of a craft store in that city, and it is a beautiful, beautiful little town. I love it. It's like Mayberry. Like you expect Andy Griffith or somebody to come out and just be sitting there whittling or something, you know, on the sidewalk. Yeah, it is awesome. Thank you for that. And then this one, that was very shiny. Very shiny. Happy birthday. Oh, did you make that? Hold on a second. What? Happy birthday. Candle blowing, wish making, cake eating day. Oh, and she marked it out and put week. Love, Sylvia. Sorry, this is late. Did you make that? Look at that. I know y'all can't feel that. That is so cool. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Oklahoma. That's where she's from. That is beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Okay, I wish birthday weeks were every week. Okay, so, and she did. Sylvia did make that. That is so cool, Sylvia. Do you have a Cricut or something? Because that is like super cool. Or did you sit and hand cut out all of those little letters? I'm just kidding. Okay, so the second half of tonight's chat, we're going to talk about 3 summer produce pro tips. So I've been all about the reduction in the food waste. It's weird. It's been a weird phenomenon. So since I have decided to reduce food waste, people have been bringing me things to take to the compost. I guess I should be happy about that. That they're not, oh yeah, and she's addicted to her Cricut. I guess I should be happy about that. That they're bringing me their compost instead of throwing it in the trash. But I meant I was going to reduce my food waste. But anyway, I've got asparagus trimmings in the Jeep right now that I've got to take to the compost tomorrow, like a gallon-sized bag of them. Anyway, so everybody's joining in on this Let's Reduce Food Waste kick, you know, with Kelly. So that is fantastic. Part of that is the reason that that I got this canner. So, and the canner, we're not going to be using the canner tonight. Hopefully next week. Kendall here at Casey Kitchen Center, she and I, well, and Lily, we've drug Lily's, bless her heart. She's only 15, and her mom's like, "What have y'all done to her?" Because she wants to can now. But we've been, you know, it's fun. I mean, it's good, clean fun. So we're trying to teach her, you know, a skill while we learn a skill too. And when Alyssa and I went to the library last Monday, instead of checking out a normal book like the rest of the normal humans, I checked out a Yes You Can book from the library. Okay, so anyway, we are teaching ourselves how to do this, how to preserve some more. And honestly, since we've started preserving, I'm like, you know, that this might not be a bad idea. A, because of my goal to reduce food waste. B, Alyssa and I have some things in our garden that when they, you know, that when they come in, like the strawberries, that since she's a little bit older now and we could appropriately plant things instead of last year's just la la la, you know, let's take the seeds and just put them wherever. We're going to have a ton of some of these things. And we have been enjoying the peach tent. And when he brings me stuff, he brings me a lot of it. So anyway, all that to be said, here are 3 summer produce pro tips that I just want you all to know about. One thing is, I just mentioned asparagus a few minutes ago, so I'm going to give you all, because we got plenty of time, I think. I'm going to give you all like 30 seconds to answer this question. If you go to the farmer's market, or if you go across the street to Food City, or if you go to your local grocer and you buy a bundle of asparagus, do you know how long you have to prepare that? So how long do you think? If you bought a bundle of asparagus today, when should you be thinking about using that? Do you have any idea? I'm going to give you all 30 seconds to answer that question. No takers so far. 3 days. Lynn says 3 days. Come on, a couple more people. Carol Lou says within 3 days. Tag says 5 to 7 days. I'll give one more person. Sylvia says tomorrow. Sylvia's actually the closest. Sandra says 3 to 4 days. You're supposed to use it like within a day or two. Marianne says a week. Karen says 2. Karen says 2. Yeah, 2. It's like the next day or 2. I've been holding it way too long in the refrigerator, and it's no wonder that sometimes it is limp and whatever. So things like asparagus, leafy greens, strawberries, some, if they're really already ripe, peaches. So there is some produce that has a short shelf life. So, okay, so Sandra just commented that she puts it in a glass of cold water and she's had it stay fresh for up to 2 weeks. Vicky's saying the same thing. Okay, I'm talking about if you're me, if you are me and you're going to come home from wherever you got it from and you're just going to stick it in the refrigerator, so you've not taken the time to prepare a glass jar with water, you're just going to stick it in the refrigerator, you really need to think about eating it pretty quickly. So anyway, asparagus, leafy greens, things like that, you know, you need to eat them pretty quick. Very ripe fruit. So like when the peach tent, the last time that he came, they were already very, very ripe. So we needed to consume them within a few days. The strawberries that Alyssa and I picked. So we had, even though I got to tell you the glass jar thing, that's the only way, that or freeze them, that's the only way to keep them until you eat them, hands down. They lasted like 2 weeks. So the glass jar thing was good. Okay, but things like that are going to, that have a short shelf life, and you need to eat them pretty quickly. So like the strawberries, y'all know I was freaking out. The strawberries, the super fresh peach, or not for super fresh, the super ripe peaches, things like that. Okay, I did freeze some, so Teague said I freeze a lot to prevent loss. I did do that, but I found that if I just put it in the freezer, then I never see it again. So it's going to go to the back of the freezer and I'm never ever going to see it again. So a couple of things that I did instead, leafy greens, you could stir fry or you could ferment them. So I do have my Chew-a-Me wherever it is, somewhere, I think it's over here. I've got my Chew-a-Me fermenter. I've got some cabbage that I'm going to stir fry half of it, and I'm going to put the other half in to ferment for some sauerkraut. You could do that. So leafy greens, you can totally do that with if you've got like bok choy. If you've got, something like that needs to be used up soon. The strawberries or the peaches, we did freezer jam. So here was some freezer jam that we used the very, very ripe peaches in. And the freezer jam will last up to a year. And honestly, I've already given away, because everybody was like, I want some too. So the freezer jam, I think I'm down to like, we ate a jar. And then I think I've given away the rest of it. But it's still just as pretty. I mean, that's where it's been, sitting out. But yeah, so freezer jam is another good way to do it. I don't know, the freezer jam just brings it to the forefront and makes me look at it. The strawberries, we made like a strawberry compote. I ate that whole thing of strawberry compote in like a week. If I had just put them in there as strawberries, they would have gone to the back and I never would have gotten to them. But then some things like the asparagus, because I didn't know. You don't know until you know, till you find out. I didn't know that some days I was using it. Sometimes when I was buying it, I was using it in the perfect amount of time and it was perfect and it was amazing. And sometimes it was really limp and I thought it was me. My method of preparation. I didn't realize that I was holding on to it too long. So we got 11 bundles of asparagus the last time that the peach tent was here. And then I found this out and I was like, uh-oh, we got to do something. So we split up part of it and took it home and we made, I air fried part of my asparagus, and the recipe for air fryer asparagus is already on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So after this, if you just go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and search asparagus, you will find the air fryer recipe. I also grilled some. We were grilling out vegetables last week at Casey's house. So I grilled some of it. And then Melanie and Lyndall. See, I told y'all I'm going to start calling you that. Melanie, Kendall, and Lily last week here at Casey Kitchen Center took the rest of the asparagus and did a quick pickle. And I did not know that it was called that. Y'all were kind enough to be gentle with me and tell me, Kelly, it's quick pickle. Some of y'all were not so gentle. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. But anyway, so this is quick pickle asparagus. And the quick pickle asparagus, it was so, other than the chopping, like cutting off the woody stem, because you have to kind of get it to the very tender part of it. It was basically, and I'll try to get this posted this week, but it was literally basically asparagus. So it's like a fresh asparagus, vinegar, and you could use white vinegar. You could use, so some of these are made with white vinegar. Some of them are made with rice vinegar. It has water in it. A little bit of salt, some other seasonings. You can do sugar. I think Melanie did all of ours with honey. You can also do like monk fruit or something like that that can stand heat. And okay, Carol Lou quick pickled some beets from the farmer's market yesterday. That sounds fantastic. It does have garlic in it. She put a bay leaf in this, and then she put some pepper in here, like some coarse pepper in these. So these have been in the refrigerator now for a week. And I hope you all can see, I don't want to tilt it because I don't want to spill it on my phone, how pretty that is. And so last week, she had done one. Well, she went ahead and did the rest of them. And this smells so good. It smells so good. And Carol said she found her recipe on WW. So I'm going to go ahead and try another one of these. And yes, they are still crunchy. I think she put a little bit of, red pepper in here too to make them spicy. But anyway, those are very good, extremely good quick pickle asparagus. You could quick pickle the beets. Carol Lou said she found it on Weight Watchers. I will say, I love, excuse me while I eat this. I think this is excellent. I think this is amazing. This is a fantastic way to use the rest of that asparagus without letting it go bad. I will say though, only the adults like this. Like all of the kids, I haven't posted it yet, Vicki. I'll promise. I don't promise. I'll try. I'll try really, really hard to post it, have it ready for Jessica so she can post it this week. Because Melanie tweaked it a little bit. We got one off the internet. We just looked up quick pickle asparagus. You can do that too. We took one off the internet and we had to change it to ingredients that she and I can both have because she's got Crohn's disease. I'm doing WW. We're both, watching our weight and our health. So anyway, so she changed it up a little bit so that we could both have this. So all of the adults here at Casey Kitchen Center loved it. The kids, like sorry, girls, the kids, the under 25, they were like, They were already shaking their heads before they even put it in their mouth though. So I just wanted to let you know that up front before you run out and buy 11 things of asparagus. We loved it. They weren't even, they were already shaking their heads before they even tried it. Okay, so that's the first thing, is on things that are, that have a short shelf life. So that was tip number one. I think I forgot to say that. Tip number one was things that have a short shelf life. Stir fry them. Use them as quickly as you can. Quick pickle them if you need to. I'm really, really bad about getting those the little tiny mini cukes, and I love them. And I'll eat 2 or 3 of them really quickly, and then I'll go back like days later to get the rest of them, and I'll think, oh man, they're already getting mushy. Quick pickling would be a great way to use those. And then making some freezer jams or things like that. So doing something with them so that you don't just pull out a wilted mess out of your crisper drawer. Okay. Wow. And how are we already running out of time now? So the second one is capture the best flavor for later produce. So there are some in-season produce that actually tastes better, I think, when you capture the flavor and the color, or both, at just the right moment, at just the peak, of freshness, and then save it for later. So green beans is one of those things. I thought that we were going to have green beans this week to talk about tonight, but he didn't get them yet. So hopefully, fingers crossed, by next week. But that's one of those things I always, my mother and my grandmother both always canned our green beans. And we do white half runners, and that's what we'll be doing when we do the canned green beans. But those taste so much better. I don't know what it is, but pressure canning them, they taste so much better later. I think that's one thing that you just get it right at the peak of freshness, and it's so much better. Alyssa and I picked all of her just regular peas. We just planted regular peas. We did all of those 2 weekends ago. Didn't get very many, but I will tell you that on the peas, you have to blanch them first just to pop that color. So if you'll blanch them, and blanching, all that means is after we picked those peas and shelled the peas, which John did help with that, but after we did that, then I put them in boiling water for like 2 minutes. You just want a quick blanch, and then the peas, you move them immediately into an ice bath to kind of lock it in. And they've been in the freezer now for over a week, and they are still exactly the same color. They are such a bright and vivid color. And I actually had some of them with some mashed potatoes because I love peas and mashed potatoes, and John was like, God, what is that? But I love it. But doing that quick blanch and then the ice water, they're at the perfect color. And I've posted that. You've seen the color of those. And then things like, corn, like freezing corn. So last weekend we did 12 and I still haven't figured out what size bags they are, but whatever size bag this is, we did 12 bags of blanched corn. But I want to show you also what you can do with the blanched corn. So I bought a crate, an entire crate of corn from the Peach Tent here in Knoxville, and you can go to, just go to your farmer's market or wherever. It's cheaper that way, plus you're buying more kind of local produce. This is peaches and cream corn, and so same thing, we just shucked it, silked it, so we got rid of the silk, and then we blanched it, but you don't have to do the water bath on this. So that's all you do. You just boil some water, dunk your corn in there, but you blanch it for about 3 to 4 minutes, whatever tenderness you like for your corn, and then you can cut it off and freeze it after it's cooled off. But if you'll blanch it before you grill it or before you air fry it, it is so tender. I mean, it's just absolutely so tender, it just almost falls off the cob. I see that we are paused for just a second, and we're back. Okay, so I don't know, something going on with the internet. But anyway, so these were blanched, and then we put them on the grill. So then we rubbed them down with some garlic and with some nutritional yeast and a little bit of olive oil spray. And then we did these on the grill. And then you can also do them in the air fryer. And again, that's on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. You can go to the air fryer, or you can look up corn, and you'll see an air fryer corn recipe, but fantastic, and it's a fantastic way to use it. Then if you still have like this, like we still had this many, we ate so much corn it wasn't even funny, but if you still have some left, then after you've grilled it or air fried it, then you can cut it off the cob, and you can make street corn, and you can freeze that to make some street corn later. Anyway, lots and lots and lots of ideas for that. So some of those things are just better if you kind of lock it in, at the peak of its freshness. And then the third thing is multi-purpose masterpiece produce. So some of these things that we are growing, and some of the things that the Peach Tent is bringing us, there's so many things that you can do with them. I mean, they are so multi-purpose that it's not even funny. Like jalapenos. Alyssa and I know she's not going to eat a jalapeno. She's 4. But jalapenos, there's so many things that you can do with them. So we went ahead and planted 3 plants of that. You can grill them, you can stuff them, you can char them, you can put them in salsa, you can do all kinds of things with them. Peppers, we planted, I think, 3 pepper plants. That she says she's interested in. We'll see when they get here. But again, you can saute them, you can stir fry them, you can stuff them. Peppers are really good if you go ahead and do whatever you're going to stuff them with. Stuff them, bake them, and then individually freeze those. And then you've got your own TV dinner. So if you just need a little, something to stick in the microwave, you just went ahead and made it yourself. Zucchini, don't even get me started. You can bake it, you can broil it, you can air fry it, you can grill it, and all those delicious muffins and breads that are all over the internet that that use zucchini. And then watermelon eaten alone. I promised I would show you this in a second. So watermelon eaten alone is great. Obviously, I could probably eat my weight in it. I also froze some. It is very multi-purpose. People think, oh, it's watermelon, all you can do is cut it up and eat it. Absolutely not true. I also I took some of the cut up watermelon, put it in the smallest super cubes. This is the one that's 2 tablespoons. It's 2 tablespoons or 1/8 of a cup. And I mixed in some blueberries with this, put in some spring water, and then I froze them. And then I used those ice cubes. So those were watermelon and blueberry ice cubes. And I put them in my water, so it made my water cold. And, now I have a blueberry stuck in this. That is too funny. So now I've got just a hint of watermelon and blueberry in my water. So that's one way that you can use it. And you can add it to salads. You can do, oh my gosh, you can put it in salads. You can make a fruit salad with it. But this is one of my favorite ways to eat watermelon. And you can make these little go cups, like if you're going to have a party or something, and just keep them in the refrigerator. And this is a great way to use already cut up watermelon. Kind of snack cups. Kids love these. Alyssa loves watermelon. She's like me. She would eat it every day, I think, if I would cut it up for her. This is what did he call this? A sugar baby watermelon. And again, this is from the Peach Tent here in Knoxville. Okay, so we'll just stop with that. But this is a great way. Watermelon is so multifunctional. You can grill it. You can slice watermelon and you can grill it. And grilled with a little bit of Laughing Cow cheese is fantastic. But watermelon with either some balsamic vinegar or some balsamic vinaigrette dressing, and I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm not going to measure it right now just for the sake of time. And then a little bit of feta cheese. And you can make like a little to-go cup. So this is literally just watermelon. That is watermelon. A little, you can use balsamic vinegar or you can use balsamic vinegar dressing. And then a little bit of feta cheese. Use these little, like little milkshake cups or something, and just go ahead and stick the fork in there if you want to do a little bit of saran wrap or something if you're going to be transporting them. But these fit down nicely into a cooler. And so you can just stack them in there, and then when it's time, when you get to wherever you're going, like if you're going on a picnic or, you know, going to the zoo or something, when it's time, oh, sorry, Vicki, the dressing I used is G. Hughes sugar-free balsamic dressing, but you can just use balsamic vinegar. You don't have to use a dressing, but I have this and I love it, so I'm going to use it. But then when you get where you're going, again, like if you're going to go to the zoo or something like that, you just put it in your cooler, and then you're already ready and your fork's already in there. So yummy. If you've never had, I mean, that's so yummy. I'm thinking about making you all listen while I eat a second piece of it. It is so yummy. If you've never thought about having balsamic vinegar on watermelon, it's so good. And the feta cheese adds just a little bit of protein. If you get regular feta cheese, it's going to have some points. They do have fat-free feta cheese at Trader Joe's. Not sure about Aldi. I meant to get Casey to check that when she went there yesterday, but so yummy, so delicious. You don't, again, it doesn't have to be G. Hughes. Oh, you've not had it that way, Lynn? It's good. It's great that way if you grill it too. So if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and look up watermelon, you can find grilled watermelon on there. And it's not in a cup, but the grilled watermelon, I've just cut it into wedges and I grilled it on the grill. And then you can use feta cheese or you can use Laughing Cow cheese and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. And then on those, I put just a little tiny bit of basil with it too, just to make it a little fancy. And it's absolutely delicious. But it's just a nice little, you know, a nice little summer salad. And these cups like this, again, pack them in a cooler. You're good to go. Take them out and eat them. People are going to be jealous when they see you eating them. Okay, so that's all I got tonight. I hope you all can use some of that. So again, we've got short shelf life produce, captured when the flavor's better produce, and multi-purpose masterpiece produce. I know y'all never thought about using watermelon any other way but cutting it up and just eating it. But it's a great one. So you all have a great night. Thank you again so much for being here. Happy Father's Day again to all the dads out there. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and let the next video roll over. You're going to love it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? You really should. Go ahead and click that button and click the little bell and it'll notify you the next time we have a video. But you all have a great night. And if you happen to be going to Mindy's chat on Tuesday night, I am going to try that. And since it's a Zoom chat, we'd be able to see each other. Just saying. So anyway, y'all have a great week. And I guess Dusty's given up and I'll show you his haircut next week. But y'all have a great evening and I'll see you next time. Good night.